We've codified our existence to bring it down to human size, to make it comprehensible. We've created a scale so that we can forget its unfathomable scale.
I, Hatshepsut, pharaoh of the two lands, once marveled at the ways our world revolved around the sun. In my time, the heart of the cosmos seemed simple, a vast expanse, yet anchored by the divine order of celestial bodies. The stars, the sun, the moon, they moved with a rhythm that mirrored the life of the Nile, a constant and unchanging cycle that brought order to our world. The divine majesty of the heavens was a reflection of our own earthly power, as if we were all part of a cosmic plan, one that we had been chosen to guide. Yet, as I now stand at the edge of human understanding, I see that the universe has grown even more enigmatic. Your people, far from the lands I once ruled, have reached beyond the stars, seeking answers to questions I never dared to ask. You have dared to peer into the heart of the unknown, not merely observing the heavens, but reaching into their very essence. You have discovered that the stars themselves are not eternal beings, but transient entities, born, live, and die in a grand celestial cycle. Their life, in a way, mirrors the journey of all things in the universe, including humanity. Let me tell you then of the stars, how they are born, how they evolve, and how they die. Their story is not unlike our own. Stars, like the great structures I built, begin their existence in the darkness, in the cold and silent corners of space. They are born in the nebulae, vast clouds of gas and dust, the birthplace of the cosmos's most brilliant creations. These nebulae are like the fertile banks of the Nile, full of potential, but requiring a divine spark to awaken them. And just as the river itself flows, winding through the land, so too does the material in these clouds, disturbed by forces unknown, eventually collapse under its own gravity. This collapse ignites the process of star formation. A protostar is born, still a child, not yet a star, but a promise of what will come. As the protostar grows, it reaches a critical point where the immense pressure and temperature at its core ignite nuclear fusion, a process in which hydrogen, the simplest of elements, fuses into helium, releasing enormous amounts of energy in the form of light and heat. This is the moment a star truly comes to life. And much like the reign of a ruler, the life of a star is determined by its mass, the weight of its future. Stars, like the rulers of Egypt, come in many forms. The sun, our steadfast light, is a medium-sized star. It burns through its fuel steadily and with purpose, taking billions of years to do so. But not all stars are like our sun. There are those that are much larger, burning with intense fury. These stars have brief, brilliant lives, flashing across the heavens before collapsing into supernovae, cataclysmic explosions that can outshine entire galaxies. Their deaths scatter heavy elements, the building blocks of new stars, planets, and perhaps even life. And then there are the small, slow-burning stars, red dwarfs, that live for billions of years, much longer than the great giants of the sky. But the life of a star, much like the reign of a pharaoh, does not last forever. As the fuel in a star's core runs out, the star begins to die. For some, this means swelling into a red giant, its surface cooling and glowing red as the core contracts. For others, the process is even more dramatic, with the star's core collapsing into a white dwarf, or, if it is massive enough, becoming a black hole, regions of space where not even light can escape. What is the meaning of this, you may ask? These stars, with their births, lives, and deaths, are a reflection of a greater cosmic truth. Life, whether in the form of a star or a human being, is a cycle, an eternal ebb and flow, one that reaches beyond our mortal understanding. A star's death is not an end, but a transformation. The materials it disperses become the raw material for new stars, new worlds, and perhaps even life itself. This eternal cycle of birth and rebirth is not unlike the rise and fall of kingdoms, the passing of one generation to the next. So, what can we learn from these stars? Like the sun that illuminated the Nile, each of us has a part to play in the grand design of the universe. Our lives, though fleeting, are connected to something far greater than ourselves. Just as the stars will burn brightly for their time and then give way to new generations, so too must we understand that our legacies will be passed on. What we create, what we leave behind, will shape those who come after us, just as the death of a star fuels the birth of new ones, drawn from the stars. In the vastness of the cosmos, we are but fleeting sparks, yet our actions, our creations, are woven into the very fabric of the universe. Like the stars, our lives are part of an eternal cycle. Do not fear your place in the great expanse, for like the stars, your light will never truly fade. It will transform, take new form, and live on in ways you cannot yet imagine. Leave behind something of meaning, for the stars themselves teach us that every end is but the beginning of something new. So, gaze upon the stars with reverence. They are not merely distant points of light. They are a mirror of our own lives, a reflection of the eternal dance of birth, life, and death that we too partake in.